The secret to accomplishing what really matters to you is committing your goals to writing. It's a clear key to success. One of the most vital but overlooked keys to success is exactly that, having the courage to write down your dreams. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 benefits of writing down your dreams and goals. You're going to learn the vital importance of the power of the pen and hopefully be motivated and inspired to try this in your own life to really help and support you to achieve your dreams and goals. My name is Yvonne, and the goal in this channel is personal growth and transformation. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, subscribe to join the community. I want to start with a case study, and it was done by Dr. Gail Matthews, a psychology professor at Dominican University in California. She did a study on goal setting with about 265 participants, and she found that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them down. And you know, this principle is not only found in psychology and neuroscience and other areas of study, but it's also a spiritual principle. It's actually found in Habakkuk 2:2. It says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and engrave it so plainly upon tablets that everyone who passes may be able to read it easily and quickly as he goes by." So it's a spiritual principle to write down your vision so that both you and others are able to align with it. Let's discuss the 5 benefits of writing down your goals. The first benefit to writing down your goals is that it's really going to force you to decide, to make a decision. Imagine setting out on a trip without deciding exactly where you are going to go. How do you even pack for something like that? What kind of clothes are you bringing? Are you bringing a bathing suit? Or are you bringing a coat? What method of transportation are you going to use to get there? Are you going to use a car or a plane? You see, the same is true with the goals in your life. Writing down your goals really forces you to decide what you want. And see, most people don't bother to write down their dreams and goals because they struggle with making a decision. And people who have dreams often do not see the importance of writing them down. Most people don't, actually. Instead, unknowingly and subconsciously, they drift through life aimlessly, wondering why their life lacks purpose and significance. You see, without putting your dreams in writing, you're going to wander year after year without even realizing it. It's like what happens on the beach when you're floating in the water. You just lie there, letting the tide take you wherever it wants to go. And you know, you're further and further and further away from the shore. Suddenly you get up and you realize how far you've drifted offshore. You know, it's the same thing with life. One day, if you're not clear with your vision and you don't make it plain and you don't write it down so that you are able to become aligned with it and others around you can be aligned and support you, well, one day you're going to wake up and wonder, what have I been doing all these years? When you write something down, you're setting your aim and putting your future in motion. The actual act of writing your goals down makes them real and tangible. Clarity produces results. And that leads me to the second benefit to writing down your goals. And that is that it's really going to motivate you to act. Writing your goals down is only the beginning. You're going to notice that once you write down your goals, you're going to be inspired to act. You're going to have the energy and the momentum behind it to just go ahead and act. You're not going to experience procrastination or distractions because you're going to be pulled by a force greater than you to act. You're going to feel like you're in a sense of flow when you act and execute against your goals. And you know, I personally have found that writing down my goals and reviewing them regularly really provokes me to take the next most important action. And in a practical way, that's how it works. really, when I write in my journal in the morning and in the evening, I'm very clear with what are my goals. And I journal about them. I journal about how I'm going to achieve them, the possibility of them. And then somewhere along the way, I'm just kind of inspired to take a certain kind of action or to shift things around a little bit. And I notice that I'm learning and I'm growing along with the process. So our goals are an opportunity for us to grow. And by consistently writing them down and reviewing them, we're more than likely able to achieve them much faster. The third benefit to writing down your goals is that it filters out distractions. The more successful you become, the more opportunities you're going to see that are going to be presented to you. These new opportunities can quickly become distractions that pull you off course. So when you maintain a list of written goals and review them often, it's going to help you evaluate if this new opportunity is really going to be aligned with your goals or not. And so it's much easier to filter out distractions when you write down the goals. In fact, in the study of neuroscience, which is the study to understand how the brain really works, it shows that writing things down happens on two levels: on external storage and encoding. So external storage is that you're storing the information about your goal in a location, right? Let's say it's a piece of paper, that's storage. That's very easy to access and to review it at any time. You're going to remember something much better if you're staring at a visual cue or a reminder every single day. That's why vision boards also work, right? Your vision, it's a visual cue. But there's another deeper phenomenon happening, and it's called encoding. Encoding is the biological process by which the things we perceive travel to our brain's hippocampus, where they're analyzed. And from this hippocampus in our brain, decisions are made about what gets stored in our long-term memory and what gets discarded. Okay? So writing improves that encoding process. So in other words, when you write it down, it has a much greater chance of being stored and remembered. It really sears your goal in your brain. So writing your dreams and goals really enables you to stay focused, so you're more likely to avoid distractions. And that leads me to another finding, also from neuroscience. It's called the reticular activating system, and that's also in the brain. And in the brain, it also it's a function that helps you to filter out things that are not important to you and to focus in on those things that are important to you. So one example of the reticular activating system in action is, let's say you buy a car. I'm sure you've all gone through the process of buying a car, and maybe let's say it's a red Honda. Well, suddenly you see, my goodness, so many more people have red Hondas on the road. And it's not because people went off and bought more red Hondas because you did. No, it's because your reticular activating system, because this is important to you, right? Whether you're either shopping for a particular car or you've purchased it, new, your mind is focusing on that. And so it's supporting you by also bringing to the forefront all the red cars, or the cars that line up, right, to what's important to you. And then everything else, it brings it to the background, okay? Because otherwise, if all of the sensory input would be, if we were able to consume all this sensory input, we would just, be overwhelmed. Okay, and so this reticular activating system helps us to really hone in and focus on what's important to us. So that's another piece that I want you to understand. If you're into science and you're into understanding why things work and how things work, that's also a reason why we want to work with our brain and support it in the way it works. And we do that by writing things down. Okay, it doesn't just help you remember. It makes your mind more efficient by helping you focus, remember our brain's hippocampus, on what is truly important to you. And your goals absolutely qualify as truly important. So we want that to work for us. The fourth benefit to writing down your goals is that it's going to help you overcome resistance. You see, every meaningful goal encounters problems, obstacles, and resistance. That's just the nature of things, right? From the moment you set a goal, you're going to begin to feel the resistance, right? So we attempt to avoid these resistance and obstacles and problems and challenges because they can be a source of stress, anxiety, worry, and fear. But what if we realize that it's not the problem itself, but our perception of the problem that's the real source of stress? I want you to think about this. Problems, as we typically define them, are things that hinder our progress. But another perspective that we can try on is that problems encourage our progress. They encourage our growth and transformation. Really think about this. In order for you to move beyond a problem, you need to grow and stretch beyond your current capability in order to overcome it, right? If you have a problem, it's because with your current capability and your current skills, right? You're coming against the top, right? If you think of I'm looking at this bottle, right? So think of the bottle, right? A bottle. You come to the top of your capability with your level of what you are able to carry or what you're able to hold. You can only hold this much, right? So you're capped. That's why you experience the problem. How come you experience this problem and other people don't, right? Well, the majority of cases because they don't have a cap right where you do, right? They may have the skills, right? They may have the resources that allows them to continue to work with things without experiencing that block. So what you need to see this as when you see a problem or an obstacle, it's an opportunity for you to grow and increase your capacity. So what we might experience as a problem is our own subjective perspective, because what's a problem to us might not be a problem to someone else. So to overcome the problem, we would need to transform. We've got to transform, remove that cap on ourselves. So maybe taking on a new skill, maybe taking on a different approach, look at things differently, have better ideas, or seek more resources to overcome that problem. You see, a problem doesn't have to be a source of anxiety, worry, or discouragement. So for instance, let's say I'm trying to fill this cup and I could only fill this cup up to here. Am I gonna get angry, frustrated, worried, and discouraged to say, oh, geez, I could only fill the water up to this point. That's terrible, this is a problem. Am I gonna get angry? No, because I know that this container can only hold this much. I'm not going to be worried. What am I going to do? Without even thinking about it, I'm going to go get another container, something bigger that can hold the amount of liquid that I need it to hold. So the same thing too, if you experience an obstacle or a challenge or a problem, don't get frustrated. Okay, just realize that now you have to grow and have a bigger container. Okay. And so that's how I want you to see things. The only requirement to overcome a problem is that we need to become something new and something different. Problems push us to the next level and force us to improve ourselves in some way. So when you write down goals that really matter, you're going to find ways to achieve them. That's just, it's going to happen. You might have to grow, right, to meet and align to those goals, absolutely, okay? You haven't attained it yet because you don't have the skills, the resources, the ideas to have it achieved. Otherwise, you'd have it already, right? So just the fact that you have the goal is a good thing. It's going to force you to grow. When we encounter problems along the way, we can ask ourselves, Who do I need to become in order to overcome this obstacle? Who do I need to become, right? Like that cap, you've got to become something bigger, something greater. Identify what are those areas you need to grow in and transform in. Life is full of all potential and all possibilities. So if there's a future possible version of you that has already overcome that obstacle, now you just need to align yourself with that version of yourself that has already overcome that obstacle. If you can imagine it, it exists. There is a version of you that has overcome it. What did that person do? Who did that person have to become? When you write down your goals that really matter, you're going to find ways to achieve them, even if it means gaining a new skill, seeking more resources, having better ideas, or trying different approaches. Okay? But be open to those things. You've got to be open to those things. Trying a different approach, having a better idea, accessing a greater resources, and having greater skills. Those 4 things you have to think, okay, here's a problem. What do I need to do? Okay, from this, from this bag of goodies, what do I need to take to then transform and grow and become something greater so that I have a greater capacity to be able to meet that goal and overcome that challenge? Here's the thing. You're going to find a way to go up, down, around, or through that obstacle, as long as you have the desire to do that. Now, the 5th benefit to writing down your goals is that it's going to enable you to measure your progress. You see, when you don't have a defined goals, it's going to be difficult to see any progress. But written goals are like little mile markers on a highway. They enable you to see how far you've come and how far you need to go. They also provide an opportunity for celebration when you attain them. So here's an action step. Let's do a little activity that should help you in this process of writing down your dreams and goals. I want you to put a demand on yourself to dream. Now I want you to make a list of 100 things you want to be, do, and have. Now, if that sounds like a lot in one sitting, let's break it down. This exercise down and list out maybe 25 things across 4 days. That's possible, right? Just 25 things today. But I want you to really take this seriously and do this activity. Act as if you're a child asking and wanting something. You see, most children are not concerned with how their parents are going to afford the gifts, or wondering, ooh, is this too big for me to ask? No, they just dream and say what they want without reservation. So that's how I want you to do it. Start writing whatever comes to your mind. And as you begin to write whatever pops into your head, you're putting a demand on yourself to dream, and you're using your muscles of imagination. So write from your heart and don't let your mind tell you that it's impossible. Anything is possible. Where would you live? What skills would you have? What career would you have? What vacations would you take? Right? Would you write books? What creative things would you do? Would you get into poetry or drawing or music? What instruments would you want to learn? What languages would you want to learn? What do you want to be, do, and have? Here is your opportunity to write those down. Anything is possible. I want you to check out my Goals Mastery program if you feel the need for more clarity in life. This course is really going to help you identify, define, and align with your vision, mission, and life purpose. I'm going to help you map out a strategic plan with action steps so that you can get real results towards your goals. And click the link in the description box below to enroll in the Goals Mastery program. Also, journal writing is a tool that has helped me in my self-improvement journey. And that's why I created a custom designed journal that's really going to help guide you with journal questions and prompts. This particular journal I created because I felt I needed a space to just kind of set the intention for my day in the morning and really assess my emotions, how I'm feeling, and what's triggering me, and to be able to just do some self-assessment, and then in the evening to think back during my day, what worked, what didn't, and who do I want to show up as, in the future. So this has been really my opportunity to just sink into my self-care, and that's what it's called. It's my daily self-care journal. So if you find value in taking care of yourself, definitely I encourage you to click on a link in the description box below. I'm going to leave a link for you to purchase this. And also, if you know of anyone that would benefit to take some time to care for themselves and do the inner work, then feel free to go ahead and purchase this as a gift as well. When we do our inner work, that's when our external life changes. It's got to start from the inside. And I'm a huge advocate of that. Not until I started changing my inner world, did my outer world change. So that is where we need to begin. So also, it's always great to have inspirational and motivational reminders to keep us moving forward towards our dreams and goals. So click in the link below to choose your favorite custom designed gift for yourself, family, and friends in my online merch store. This cup of tea or coffee I use daily to enjoy while I write in my journal, and I just love the doodle heart, and there's also other designs available for you. And so if you enjoyed this video and want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button to level up. And also I'll encourage you to like this video so that others are able to see it. It really helps the YouTube algorithm so that other people get to enjoy and grow along their journey as well. So I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed this video to take a second and click the like, and then also leave a comment. Even if you're busy, just a little smiley face emoji or a thumbs up emoji, that'll do it. That'll really trigger that YouTube algorithm to go ahead and share it with a broader community so that we are able to really rise together. Okay. And so I'll see you on the next one. Oceans of love. Until next time. Thank you.